What's up, traders? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Austin Silver. I appreciate you being here, checking out my trading content. Before we get into the mistake that I made on GbpUsd, before we break this down and hopefully give you some valuable tips to take away from this that help you make better trading decisions going forward, just do me a favor. Before we dive into this, like I said, hit the red subscribe button below me, join the family. That way you don't miss any of these future recaps, because as much as we love seeing winners, it's trades like this, it's videos like this that there's a lot of value in, because we lost, we made a mistake, and we can learn from that. I can learn from that. So let's go right at it. This is the same day. Earlier today, I was long ChfJpy. I was out of this trade at 109.83, right about here, and it ended up going twice as high as that. So it went about 6R when I was out at about 2.5R. Really good trade here. The only reason I'm bringing this up, and if you want to see the full recap of this, I'll link it below and I'll link it above right here. The only reason I'm bringing this up is because I still took a trade later in the session after I had already won on that beautiful trade on ChfJpy. And you have to, I think, take that as the first mistake here. I didn't need this trade on GbpUsd. It ends up stopping me out, but I didn't need to take this trade. I could have walked away. I was up over 1%. I could have just walked off, and I didn't. So GU breaks off the 21. Looks like it's going to break for a new low of day finally here at 9 o'clock in the morning. I missed the entry by like 4 or 5 minutes, and I end up in at 129.10. I should have been in at 129.13. Had I been in there, I would have never gotten stopped on this pullback. But because I was late, and because I didn't adjust my stop properly, I did get pinned out here when it pulls back to the 50. So first mistake, taking the trade after I was already up on a beautiful trade. I hit an A+ setup. Why would I trade a B setup later in the session? I'm already up on the day. I should have walked off. First mistake. Second mistake. Here, if I'm gonna be late, I gotta judge it right and put the stop at the appropriate level, not where I want it to be. It's gotta go where it should be if I had taken the entry at the proper price. So probably 2 or 3 pips higher than where it actually was here, 129.20. Had it been there, had it been something like this, up at 129.22, I would have been safe and it never would have stopped me. The third mistake, which isn't so much a mistake, but something to take a note of, the fact that this is a counter trend trade where the 800 EMA is below, you have the other EMAs, the 50 and the 200 kind of coming together into this short-term downtrend. Because you have this type of setup, you can never think that this is going to fall straight to the 800. When it's counter trend, it's not in full trend, right? Logic. That means it's never going to be one of those super probable, very, very likely that you do well in it trades. And that's what happens here. Even for the people that had a great entry here, they still only moved probably about 13 pips or so before it pulled back on them. It didn't even move a full 1.5R. So it wasn't a great trade before it pulled back. And then some of you will even say in the comments, Austin, why didn't you get back in after it stopped you out and it broke back under the 21? Well, because I need a TDI confirmation, and I teach that in the course. And at that candle close at 11:15, I was still up on the day and it wasn't a perfect close. So why would I risk it? I already lost a little bit because of poor judgment on the stop, because I kind of forced a trade almost here that I didn't need to force. Why would I then get back in? I walked away, and yes, you'll say I left money on the table, but there will be times where if you got in here and it's not a perfect entry, it goes higher, stops you out again, and you gave it even more money than you needed to give it. So I hope right here you can learn from my mistakes and learn from what I'm doing well as well. With me not jumping back in here because the signal wasn't great, I'm sticking to my rules, sticking to the principles that got me to this point, and that's super important. Every time this 2-candle formation presents with the right TDI confirmation, I'm taking it. Today, I happened to be a little late, a little greedy, and I didn't judge the stop properly, and that's what caused me to take the loss. Again, I didn't take the re-entry because it wasn't solid. I had already messed up. I wasn't going to mess up again, not going to break the rules. Some of the guys in our VIP chat were actually short here, 4:30, 4:45 in the morning. And some of you were even short here at 7:45. You'll ask me, Austin, can I re-enter here on the break for a new low of day at 5? Can I re-enter here at 7:45? Can I re-enter here at 9? In my opinion, you want to judge each trade as it's painting for you. So if you woke up like I did at 5:30, the first signal that we got was potentially this 3-candle formation. I didn't get in on it because I didn't want to go counter trend. I already liked ChfJpy. I was focused there. Then when it presented the 2-candle and it could not break any higher, it was showing me resistance to the low at the end of the day on Friday, showing me resistance with those pins. Then I got interested in it. But it's different to be interested in it and then jump in late and screw it up like I did here. So again, it's still a good trade as far as reading good risk reward, reading good analysis. You see it as a B setup. I think that my mistakes that you can take away from are, I was late on the entry, which I shouldn't have been. I didn't need the trade, but I was late and I didn't adjust properly. And then what you can take that I did well out of this trade was I didn't jump back in. And I'll say it, that it was well to not jump back in, even though most of you, the amateurs here, will say, Austin, you left money on the table for not jumping back in. Right, but I followed my rules. The rules are what made me still profitable today because of the ChfJpy winner. The rules are what got me the profits here, so why would I break the rules here? Just because it's GU? No, this is a less probable trade with the EMAs like this, just so you understand. You see the 800 on the bottom here with the 50 and the 200 above? Look at the EMAs here. My allergies are killing me. Look at the EMAs here in full trend on ChfJpy. So again, I hope you guys learned something today. Do me a favor, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, and I'll make sure I catch you guys in the next trading recap.